Hey guys, good afternoon and welcome to Your Stocks. I'm Pavitra. With me is Ekta. And for the markets, things are looking a little bit up once again, right? We're making another attempt to that 19,500 mark, just around 5 points away. And this rally largely led by the tech stocks. The Nifty IT index is up 4% right now. If you look at the top 5 gainers on the Nifty index, all of them are the tech names. And you know, this kind of strength coming through even when the banks are under pressure. So fully tech-driven rally today, Ekta.
Hi, Pavitra. Yes, absolutely. And, you know, we do have the Nifty Bank, like you mentioned, which is a bit under pressure. But a lot of these IT stocks are going home with gains on a week-to-date basis, barring, say, something like an HCL Tech, which is down 2% on a week-to-date basis. But TechM, Infosys, even TCS, all of these stocks have gained anywhere between 2 to even 5% odd. So definitely a lot of traction which is coming in to the IT space. This is despite you know, the weak numbers which came out. So maybe it is the guidance which is enthusing the markets and the valuations at this point in time. But joining us this afternoon, we have Astha Jain, who is a research analyst at Hem Securities, Vaishali Parekh, who's the head of tech research at Prabhudas Lilladher, to answer all of your stock queries. So we have a packed house when it comes to the women. Let's start with the first question then. We have Geeta, who writes to us from Hyderabad. She holds 54 shares of Hindalco from the metal space, which she's bought at around 584 rupees, sitting on a loss there, and 25 shares of TCS, which is bought at around 3,850. She's a medium-term investor and wants to know whether to hold or sell these particular stocks. Well, TCS on one hand and Hindalco on the other. Let's kick it off with you, Astha. What would you recommend?
Good afternoon. Talking about TCS, the results were, I find the results good because I always look after the net deal wins. So here the net deal wins were good, around $10.2 billion, which I find fair enough to give a hold to the stock. So I think, although if we are seeing the other parts, that's why we have seen some sort of attrition issues were also there. The company has done some wage hikes also there. So that's why we have seen whatever growth this company has posted, it was around 12 quarters low. But again, the deal wins is taking edge right now for us, and that's why we are giving a hold to the stock. So my price target for the stock is 3,800 at the initial level. So I think there is no need to worry. The stock can reach to the level of 3,800, where a perfect chances are there that they can make a good exit. So right now, I am recommending hold on this. Talking about Hindalco, Hindalco will take a long time, I think, because the cost price is really high. So it will take a long duration of a time to get that price, maybe a year or so. So here the time horizon matters. If it is a year or so, then definitely I recommend hold on this, because what I feel good about this company, that they have a plan, at least in their India operations, they will be a net debt free. So that is giving a positivity in the stock. Although the volumes were not that good, the results were not up to the mark. But I think going forward, the way we are seeing the metal sectors performing, that will giving a tailwind to the stock also. So all in all, Hindalco is also a hold, but here the longer term time horizon is required. So both of the stocks are hold from my side.
Okay, both are a hold. Let's ask Vaishali what she thinks as well. Vaishali, what do you think about both TCS as well as Hindalco? Of course, today both of them are doing very well. You know, TCS on the entire tech space and after its earnings. And Hindalco is also seeing the entire dollar index move reflect, right, in all of the metal names. But how would you look at both of these, considering that there's only a medium-term kind of horizon?
Very good afternoon. And well, it is a treat actually, the way market is moving. So I would say I'm very much in sync with what Astha said. It took us a long wait to see some pickup coming in IT sector as well as metal. These two sectors have been underperforming, and now we are seeing some up move coming in. So now is the time. In fact, I would say definitely hold TCS, because yes, 3,600, 3,800 is the projected target level. And as far as Hindalco is concerned, I would say it's time to even average out, because that will probably lower the cost, and hold on to such good quality stocks. You will definitely get good returns. So my view would be to definitely add at these levels.
Okay, all right. So those are the comments coming in on Hindalco as well as TCS. Well, we have Rohan Yadav, who writes to us from Noida. He holds 150 shares of Hindustan Zinc, which is bought at around 300, and 500 shares of Ashok Leyland shares, which is bought at around 100 odd rupees. So sitting on a profit there as well for both these stocks. Medium-term investor wants to know what to do, whether he should cash out or continue to hold his investments. Astha?
Okay, so talking about Hindustan Zinc, the results were good, basically on the top line part as well as EBITDA part. But what dent the bottom line was the high depreciation cost as well as the finance cost. So that was not working well for the company, and that's why we seeing the company. I mean, the stock was not performing to that great extent. But I think in the longer term, one can hold the stock because the capex which this company is doing is looking strong, and that's why the next growth can come from that part because they are now going into the renewable power energy also. This is what I feel. So I think that can be the next growth driver for the company, and that's why I recommend hold at the present level. So I think one can hold the stock. Now talking about Ashok Leyland is looking very strong to me. In fact, I recommend buy on the dips also. Now the price target which we are setting for this counter is around 180 to 185. So Ashok Leyland is looking good. They are one of the top leaders in the CV space. They are getting good demand. So I think everything is working well for this company, and whatever results will be coming going ahead, I think we are very much optimistic on the results part also. So Ashok Leyland is a hold with a price target of 185.
Okay, Vaishali, what do you think? Ashok Leyland has also seen quite a good move in just, the past month, right? It's up almost 10%. Do you think this up move is likely to sustain?
I definitely agree because technically also the targets really match with Astha's, and my trading target comes to 180. And if it moves fast, because the way, these days we are seeing that most of the stocks are getting into new high. And if Ashok Leyland continues to move the way it is, then of course, wait for a trading strategy of 180, and I wouldn't be surprised the stock going towards 190, 200 as well. So I'm very bullish on Ashok Leyland.
Okay, all right, and it's given good returns as well, Ashok Leyland. It's up around close to 20% as you can see on your screen in just the past 12 months. Let's get to another query. Jairaj Karwa writes to us from Ahmedabad, holds 1,000 shares of BPCL, which is bought at around 460. Long-term investor wants to know what to do with his current position, whether to hold or sell this particular counter. Well, Vaishali, let's come to you on this. What do the technicals look like? Because there have been a lot of fundamentally bullish calls which have come in on the oil marketing space. But technically, what's the setup like?
Well, so we saw one round of rally coming in, and since this gentleman is a long-term investor, I think he should hold on to this stock because in good times, this stock is likely to go higher, and the trend is pretty much intact. So I think hold on, or he could perhaps add more at around 360 levels. 360 is a prominent support level, and going forward, I think this stock is ready for a target of 450 to 500 levels.
Okay, 450 to 500. Astha, what would you have to say about this one, BPCL?
So for BPCL, I recommend hold, but I think it will take a longer time horizon. So here the initial price targets are 460, 470 also. I really agree with the Ekta, the kind of refining margins these companies are making, and with the fall in the Brent crude prices, we can see that they are getting good refining margins, and going ahead also their marketing margins will also improve. So all these things will work in the favor of this company, but we really need to see how they turn up them into their ultimately financials or the bottom line. So I think the results really need to be seen. But at present moment of a time, I think just wait for the results and keep a hold on the stock. At least if everything will go well for the company, then we can see the price target of 460 to 480.
Okay, price target of 460 to 480. Moving on with that to our next query. Mridula Carlos writes to us from Kerala. She holds 40 shares of Adani Green Energy. She bought this at around 2091, so there's a loss over there. She also has 70 shares of Tamil Nadu Petro Products bought at 80. She's a medium-term investor and wants to know whether she should hold or sell both of these stocks. Vaishali, coming to you on this one, she is seeing a bit of a loss on Adani Green, but a little bit of profit on Tamil Nadu. What would you recommend on both of these?
So to start with Adani Green, long consolidation. It's at a make or break level. So now that she's held on for so long, I would say continue holding, but finally keep a stop loss of around 880 levels. Because if 880 levels break, then we are seeing some downslide coming in. Otherwise, if, we saw some volume pick up a couple of days back. If the stock shows some momentum, then maybe this can retest the levels of 1200 as well. And as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, I think continue holding. it's ready for a new round of momentum, and it should do higher, say towards 86, 88 to start with. A further confirmation would come only about 88 levels, and that would, sorry, you are asking me Tamil Nadu Petro, right?
Yes,
so that
yes.
is 80. Okay, so Tamil Nadu Petro is, this is Tamil Nadu newsprint, what you are showing me. So it is totally.
Yeah, if you can please ask the director to remove this. Yeah, go ahead, Vaishali.
Yeah, so Tamil Nadu newsprint is at a support level. And if we are talking about Tamil Nadu Petro, just hold on, wait for a confirmation above 88, you would be seeing new highs.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to take a short break, but more answers lined up on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, for the markets, it's holding quite steady at this point in time, barring the financials. And in fact, talking about them, we are still waiting for the Bandhan Bank numbers. Remember that Federal Bank actually disappointed the street initially when it reported its numbers yesterday. The net interest margins especially, they were guiding for a bit of a sluggishness in terms of the net interest margins in the first half. But today we've seen the stock recover, and Bandhan Bank too has seen buying from lows in today's trading session. So Bandhan Bank should come up for you. We're still waiting for the numbers, currently up around 1.4% currently for that particular bank. Again, analyst estimates with regards to net interest margins is that it is expected to remain in a narrow range, and that is something that the street will watch out for, what the trajectory of other banks would be after Federal Bank reported numbers yesterday. We still have with us Astha Jain and Vaishali Parekh to answer all of your stock queries. Let's get to another question then. Rahil Shah writes to us from Bengaluru. He holds 500 shares of Laurus Labs, which he's bought at around 272 rupees, 100 shares of TTK Prestige, which he's bought at around 1134 rupees, and Tata Steel 163 shares, which he's bought at around 115 rupees. Long-term investor wants to know what to do with his portfolio, hold or sell at these current levels. Well, Astha, what would you recommend? Laurus, TTK Prestige and Tata Steel.
So for Laurus, I recommend partially book some profit and partially keep it in the portfolio for the price target of around 385. So now why I'm telling him to partially book profit, because what happened, they have doubled their tablet production capacity. It was from 5 billion to 10 billion, but it is like underutilized at a present moment of a time. In fact, what we have seen in the past also, that their antiretroviral segment or CDMO segment, that the revenues were not up to the mark, and in fact now the underutilization of capacity is also creating a concern. So all these things are just signaling that one should book partial profit if he's into profit, and remain and keep holding the remaining stock for the price target of 385. Now talking about TTK Prestige here, the cost price is really high, so it will really take a long term to get that those levels. Although what we have seen in the TTK Prestige, that they have taken in the past some price hikes, but now they won't be taking. It was due to some inflationary pressures, etc. But I think going ahead, the company will not see any sort of price hike. So I think they will be maintaining their margins also. And in fact, they have now entered into the modular kitchen space also. So I think that will be a growth driver for the company, but in the longer term. In the near term, I think some price target of around 800 to 1000 can be attributed to this stock. Now talking about Tata Steel, it is looking good to me. Here, first of all, price target is around 125 to 130. So Tata Steel is looking good because, first of all, this metal sector tailwind is really working well. And we have seen in the past, whenever the dollar slides, then commodities really get a rise because they are inversely proportional. So what I think is that dollar index has already made its peak of around 114. So we won't be seeing dollar gaining further from now onward. So that will be working well for the commodity sector. And Tata Steel is well placed in that they are expanding their capacities. So they are really, I should say they are really looking forward to whatever demand is coming to them. So they are really looking forward to encash those demands. So I think Tata Steel is looking, and whatever capacities they are expanding, that will be helped in building strong financial position, in deleveraging their balance sheet. So Tata Steel is looking good to me. Hold is recommended. Price target is around 125 to 130.
Okay, got that. Thanks a lot for taking us through that entire portfolio review. Vaishali, coming to you on these, how do these look from a technical standpoint? All of them, Laurus Labs, TTK Prestige, as well as Tata Steel?
So I would say actually Laurus Lab has got into some consolidation, but I would say just hold the stock with a stop loss of 345, because if 345 levels break, then we would be seeing a downslide. But however, since as I said, it's in the consolidation, let's hold on. If it moves past 380 levels and sustains, then I would be saying that yes, it's ready for a takeoff for targets of 400 and perhaps higher. And TTK Prestige, I would say he can average out at these levels, because this is getting into a trending mode, and it's going to be facing some hurdle, some resistance at around 800 levels, which is a strong resistance level. Once we move past this, I think this stock is ready for a target of 900 to 1000. So this way, by averaging, of course, he will have lower cost of his stock, and he will enjoy the profits soon. And as far as Tata Steel is concerned, I just mentioned that yes, I'm bullish on overall full metal pack, and Tata Steel currently also is an attractive level to start buying or probably add more.
Okay, all right. Well, we do have Dipesh who writes to us now from Ahmedabad. He holds 100 shares of Man Infra Construction, which he's bought at around 95, and 50 shares of BLS International, which he's bought at around 157. He is a medium-term investor, wants to know what to do with both these counters, whether or not he should hold or sell his positions. Vaishali, how do the technicals look for both these stocks?
So Man Infra actually currently today's candle, what I'm seeing, it's showing a bit of a weakness, and so far the stock is begun to make a lower top. So the high what we saw was at around 119, and currently it's at 111 levels. So I would say just wait for some more time. If 100 levels break, then he should exit, because that could call for a further weakness. Or else, if the stock bounces back from here on, in all likelihood, this can retest the previous high of 119 and perhaps higher also. So I think it should be a strategic holding of the stock from here on. And the other stock that you mentioned
is
BLS.
Yeah, so BLS already has got into a very strong trend, and it looks quite positive even now. So I think he should continue holding. In all likelihood, the stock can go towards 230 to 40.
BLS actually has moved up and almost doubled, right, in just 1 year's time. So quite an up move over there. Astha, your call on both of these stocks?
So for BLS International, even I'm very much positive. I'm recommending buying on dips and hold. Here the price target can be set at around 250, and why we both are positive, because see, I mean, they have a good market share of around 12% in the visa outsourcing industry, and this industry is really big, and they are among the one of the 3 global leaders in the visa application outsourcing industry, and this industry is around $2.6 billion. So we always see what is the industry size, how much opportunity this company is having. So they have a lot of opportunities to cater, right? So why not hold? And buying is also recommended. Price target is 250. Now talking about Man Infra, here they have recently got some order of around 680 CR. And I mean, they are into the residential constructions, industrial constructions, ports, etc. They have delivered 14 residential projects in Mumbai itself. So I think this company is looking decent to me. So my take here is hold. I think 125 to 130 can be set as a price target for this company.
Okay, all right. Well, we have questions. We have time for at least around one more question. Madan Khurana writes to us from Jaipur, holds 700 shares of Triveni Turbine, which is bought at around 275. 150 shares of rights, which is bought at around 300 rupees. So sitting on a good profit when it comes to Triveni Turbine. And let's see, even with regards to his other investment rights, he's sitting on a profit, so making good money. He's a short-term investor, so wants to know what he should do with both these positions. Astha, over to you on this one. Short-term, but in any case.
So for Triveni Turbine, book partial profit and hold remaining for the price target of 430 because this company has bagged strong orders. Their order pipeline is good. They are into, steam turbine manufacturing of around 30 megawatt, and whatever order book they are having around 1328 CR, that reflects the visibility because it is 1.1x of FY23 revenue. So I think future is looking good, but the stock has given a good profit, so why not book partial profits in it? So I recommend booking partial profit for Triveni Turbine. And sorry, I don't track the other stock, so I can't comment on it. Apologies for that.
All right, no problem at all on that. Astha, Vaishali, thank you both so much for taking out the time and speaking to us on all of these individual queries. We do have to wind down in this edition of Your Stocks with the news that the markets are back above that 19,500 mark. The mid-cap index also almost 300 points in the green. So we're pretty much back at the high point of the day now. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, you can always email us your queries, which we will take up with our experts. Stay tuned. Closing bell comes up after this short break for the final hour of trade this week.